Good morning. Happy 2021. So actually it's the second day of 2021, but yesterday was kind of a, let me fix that just a little bit. Yesterday was a day, to say the least. It came and went, not without anguish and discomfort. We'll say that. I got to work yesterday, and apparently I missed a memo that when you're an adult, it's still okay to go out and party to the point where you can't come to work. I missed that. And I know people are stressed out about 2020, and I get it that it's, New Year's Eve was a good time to kind of let go, let loose, whatever. I'm just a firm believer that when you are a responsible adult, you go to work. And you don't... Where did I just throw that? Okay. Regardless, I got to work yesterday, and there were 3 people that showed up for work. So it was an interesting day. My duck's standing there staring at me. I fed him when I came out, and he was not sitting there. He just came from around the back side of the house, and he doesn't know that his food's already waiting on him. So he's staring at me like, are you gonna feed me? Let's see. Today is strawberry. I think we are getting ready to be on that kick where it's just strawberry. He's so cute. He's looking at his food pile and then looking back over here at the car like, when'd you do this? And he's also mad because my husband is in the middle of remodeling, and in the great Sanford and Son way, he took the stuff out of one of the rooms and threw it in the front yard because he forgot to get a dumpster, and he's got to put it on the trailer and haul it off. And in the meantime, my duck is very inconvenienced. Very inconvenienced. So it is Saturday, January 2nd, 6:50 in the morning, and I am on my way to work again. I'd really hoped that I could start this year off not having to be at work every single day, but I guess that wasn't in the plans for me. My stomach's hurting really bad today. I don't know why. I've got these weird muscular pains going up the sides. I was taking a shower today and like barely could lift up my arms to wash my hair. And I know I mentioned in a couple of my other videos, I just haven't been feeling right. I just haven't been. Not sure what's going on, but it sure doesn't feel nice. And yesterday, I was at work all day. I left work a little after 7 after making sure that I had staff in each area, dealing with a fall and some other things that came up at the last minute. And by the time I got back to the town that I live in, I think I said before, it's like 45 minutes to an hour drive depending on traffic and what's going on. By the time I got back into town, I knew I was not going to come home and cook. So I stopped by McDonald's. It was the only thing I ate yesterday, and bet you anything that's why my stomach's hurting. It's funny how I get these huge like revelations. I don't know what I was thinking eating that. I haven't eaten fast food like burgers and fries and stuff in quite a while, so I can almost promise that's why I don't feel good. I feel very sluggish, run down. muscle aches, like just bleh. Today is going to be a good day though. Regardless, it is going to be a good day. It is 44 degrees outside. Yesterday it was 70. The day before that it was 32. So Mother Nature hates us. And how are you guys feeling about 2021? Do you think it's going to be better than 2020? Do you think it's going to be a continuation? Is it going to be a bigger storm than 2020? Like, what are your thoughts on that? I honestly feel like it's just going to be a continuation of the same stuff, and it's going to be more things are going to come to light with the virus and the vaccines. So I read on the news, I was reading the news on my phone this morning while I was trying to wake myself up, that the Army National Guard actually gave the wrong injections during a COVID vaccine clinic that they were holding, and that petrifies me because two things. One, we were told that the National Guard had been going through all this training and that there were no mistakes to be made, and that's who was going to come in and do our COVID clinics, and we were going to get our supplies through Walgreens, and it was this whole big thought out thing. And they gave the wrong vaccine to like 40 elderly people. That, I mean, at this point, do we expect any more? Do we really expect it to be any better? I don't. But what really got me was, as I'm reading through this news article and I'm trying to wake up and like get my head wrapped around this, one of the statements was, we don't think there's going to be any negative outcomes. And we're still offering them the COVID vaccine for free. Oh, my eyes burning. I don't know what's going on with my contacts lately, but I put them in, and within literally just a few minutes, my eyes are dry and they start burning to try to create moisture, so that they'll kind of settle down. And that, so when I'm reading through this news article, I'm like, wait a minute. The Army National Guard, the supposed experts at administering this vaccine, have gone and administered to, I believe it was 40 elderly people, the wrong vaccine. The wrong vaccine. And I'm supposed to trust them? No. There are quite a few people at my work who are declining to get the COVID vaccine, and quite a few people who are jumping on the bandwagon, and they're just like, oh yeah, it's gonna cure everything, it's gonna make it all so much better. And then a few days ago, as we're sitting there preparing and getting all the acceptance or declinations from families for our residents, they announced that there was a second strain identified that had been brought into the country by somebody traveling, I believe. I was briefly skimming through it, because once I hit the statement that a second strain has been identified, I could not stop laughing, because I've been saying that all along, that we do not know enough about this virus, and it's going to continue to morph and change. And while I don't want anybody to think of it as the flu, we have to understand that the virus is, in theory, the same as the flu as far as the makeup and ability to change itself. That's scary as well, because if you think about it, a virus enters its host and it learns its host. It then changes itself so that its host cannot destroy it. That's what a virus is. And that's why we get the vaccinations, so that we can trick our body into thinking that it is the virus, a form of the virus, so that the body will, it gets introduced to it and it's like, oh, we don't like this, and then your body starts to react to it, and hopefully positively it reacts, and it creates antibodies, so that if you are indeed introduced to the virus again, be it the real virus, your body would go, hold up, I remember this, I don't like this at all, and immediately start fighting it. If the virus is changing, what are you going to fight? It's like the flu. Getting the flu shot is pretty much protecting yourself from the last known flu. But what about the one that's coming out this year? It just cracks me up. It cracks me up that so many people think that the COVID vaccine is the definitive answer for the virus and the pandemic and all the things that are going on. It's concerning that that's the mindset. But everybody has a right to their own opinion and a right to their own beliefs and feelings, and that's fine. I just don't agree with it, and I'm not getting the vaccine. I think I've said that before. A few of my coworkers feel the same way. So there's that. We are due to have our vaccines arrive, I believe, on Tuesday. Today's Saturday, so it's either Monday or Tuesday. They're supposed to come in and vaccinate everybody in our facility that has accepted the vaccination. I'm scared to death because while there has not been a large number of adverse reactions, there have been some pretty significant ones. And with these elderly, you just don't know what's going to happen. And some of the ones who are more demented than others, that are further along, that have comorbidities that we're treating, are not able to tell us. We have to look for nonverbal signs of pain, discomfort, illness, because they can't just say, hey, I don't feel good, or oh, my arm's burning, or they can't tell us how they feel. And so that concerns me as well, that we were told after the vaccine is administered that they'll be observed for 15 minutes to an hour to see if there's any reaction. Well, the last time I had an adverse reaction to medication, it took about 4 hours. And then all of a sudden, I looked like, who's the blueberry chick on Willy Wonka? Except I would have been a raspberry. Because I swelled up in every sense of the word and turned bright red and had huge hives that were almost the size of the palm of my hand, and they were one on top of the other, one on top of the other, and that was an allergic reaction to an antibiotic. So if it took 4 hours for my body to ingest and process and then react to that medication, I don't feel comfortable with such a short observation period of my residents. But you know what? I'm not the one in charge. I'm not the one who is creating the rules. I just feel like the government is trying to downplay the severity of everything at this point, because when we first got into it, they were really jumping on board and everybody understood what a big deal this was. And then the more people were voicing their loss, either businesses, monetary, emotional, not being able to see family, and not just in my area, but worldwide. Everybody started, I should say nationwide, because some of the other countries were like, we'll just stay at home. They followed the pandemic rules, and they're seeing a different outcome than we are. I have a friend who moved to another country, and they have a mandatory mask mandate and a curfew. You can, they've outlined throughout their entire city where you can and cannot stand. If you go to the grocery store, you have a time. You get a little slip that tells you what time to go, and you can only spend so much time in the grocery store so that they can revolve everybody out, and they have next to no illness now. If you're caught not wearing your mask or not following the other mandates that they have in place, you are fined right away. You're given a monetary fine, and if you have a second infraction, you could face jail time. They're not playing, and that seems to be working very well for them. I'm okay with that theory, and I know that that's not a popular opinion, and everybody's like, you're not taking my rights away, you can't tell me what to do, but the government still tells you what to do. You still pay taxes, and if you don't, hooray for getting away with it for this long, but it'll bite you in the end. You pay for the tags on your car, which ultimately the money is supposed to be used for repairing the roads or school projects, funding things like that. You can't have your tags if you don't pay for them. The government's telling you what to do. The government's telling you to pay your taxes. Come on, people. The government tells you what to do all the time in every aspect, unless you go off-grid and live off the land, which I'm not opposed to that thought either. Only I'm lazy. So I really feel like if I were to do that, I would probably dig like a little, I'm not going to build a house or anything because I'm lazy. I would probably dig something down in the earth, like a bear cave type thing, and line it and fix it up and insulate it and whatever, and to grow my own food. We would have cucumbers and green beans because that's what I've been successful with. Oh, and cherry tomatoes. I can't grow regular tomatoes, but cherry tomatoes they're popping everywhere, and jalapeno peppers. So jalapeno peppers, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, and green beans. And last year my green beans didn't even get very big. They were like mini versions. So I would definitely lose the weight then, but I'm not opposed to alternative living. Get you a little micro mini house and stick it out there, I guess. Take some of the money out of savings and buy what do they call them, tiny homes. Stick that out in the middle of the woods somewhere. But unless you go to that extreme, the government's still telling you what to do. So all this crap about the government's not going to tell me I have to wear a mask. That's your only stand that you can take in life. Come on. Really? Could you not have picked something? Don't pay your taxes, but wait, wear your mask. Wear your mask. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. But on a happy note, yesterday at work, after I got the morning disaster taken care of, I then was able to put a huge dent in the work that I have to have done. And I was asked yesterday why I don't work at home. I don't work at home because, one, I have dogs and they distract me because I'm hummingbird brained and I can't stay focused. I get up and start doing other projects in the house, and then I run out of hours in the day. My husband has been up at night remodeling and doing things, and so he sleeps during the day, but he usually falls asleep somewhere near where I am, and then I have to listen to him snore all day, and I'm not trying to do that while I'm on this deadline. And there's so much that has to be done. I really wanted to be at work at 7 today, but then I think my subconscious took over this morning when I was trying to wake up, and I just kind of piffled around for a little bit because I have a feeling I'm getting ready to walk into the same disastrous mess that happened yesterday. Pretty sure. I haven't gotten any messages yet, but I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. And that's okay. Because my answer today is going to be, you need to call the director of nursing, which is not me, and tell her to get up here and fix it. Yesterday it took me 2.5 hours to fix the staffing problem and to get everybody up there, and I'm not going to do it today. I'm just not. So, looking in the camera, definitely seeing the sagging again and the folding over, which means that the inflation of my fation is, I believe, less. I don't look as round. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But when I turn my head like this and I'm just kind of peeking into the camera because I'm driving and yes, I'm watching where I'm going. Right here, I can see where it's sagging. And Lord, the facelift is looking better and better. I'm pretty much gonna have to do that in the next couple of years. But my pants are loose. I bought the pair of jeans that I'm wearing today. I bought them a month and a half ago, and they weren't skin tight, but they were form fitting. And today when I put them on, it did not have to, like, you know how you put your pants on, you have to kind of wiggle to get them up and in the right place, and then you kind of like bend at the knees, and you got to get everything situated. And I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not. You put your pants on, you wiggle, you get them up over your waist, you get them buttoned and zipped, and then you bend so that they have some give in the buttocks area. And I didn't have to do that today. I pulled them on, and they already had the give everywhere. The only thing is I'm super short, so I have to really work on pulling them up my legs to get them to a comfortable place for when I put my shoes on, because I can't stand the top of my pants rubbing on. If it gets behind the tongue of my shoe and it rubs on my foot, either the shoe has to come off or the pants do. And either one of those is not acceptable when you're at work. You have to keep them on. So I also noticed that when I put my t-shirt on for the last for the last year and a half, I have worn a large t-shirt so that I had room to have movement. And so I put on a large t-shirt today, and for a brief second it looked like I had a sleep shirt on. So that was cute. I mean, it's not cute. I'm frumpy and it looks horrible, but I can tell in my clothes even more so now than the last time. The last time was just some scrubs were fitting different, and these are actual people clothes. That's what we call them when we're nurses. You see each other in scrubs all the time, and then if you see somebody out in public, you're like, oh my god, you look like a real people. Like, you have people clothes on. What are you doing? Where's your scrubs? Because it's true. When nurses go out, they don't know, especially if they're full-time nurses who pick up extra shifts, getting dressed and not putting on scrubs is a very hard thought process, because regular people clothes don't have all the pockets. And then we remember, oh wait, yeah, I carry a purse, I can just stick all that in my purse. And then you're like, why am I carrying all this around with me? Just going to Walmart. It's taxing on your brain sometimes trying to figure out. So typically on Saturdays and Sundays, I just wear a t-shirt and jeans, or a hoodie and jeans, and barely do any makeup, which that's not really different than the rest of the week anymore. I used to do a full face of makeup every single day. I don't even bother anymore. I very rarely bother to do my hair. About 10 minutes after I get to work today, all of this will go up into a ponytail. I was letting it dry. I like halfway blow dried it, and I'm letting it air dry the rest of the way, because these were my bangs, and the side pieces that used to be like short and spiky all over my head, that's been growing out for a year and a half, almost 2 years, something like that. I'd have to look back and see. My hair grows extremely fast, and so I was letting it kind of air dry through the rest of it. It'll go up in a ponytail. It almost always does. And there's very few days when I go to work that it doesn't end up in some sort of crazy stupid bun right here that makes me look like Uncle Fester when I'm walking up to people because I look bald. But it's whatever. I was gonna say it's 2020, but now it's 2021 and I'm still doing the same thing. And most of that is because of the N95 with the strap that goes over here and the one behind your neck. What's the point in trying to do your hair? Because when I put my N95 on, the strap goes up here and back here, then I have to work this hair out of the bottom strap, or else I end up with like Princess Leia things on the side of my head. That's not cute. It's not cute when you're my age and you look like you've been like vacuum sealed into this thing. So, but anyway, heading to work on a Saturday. I have absolutely nothing in my office to eat today, which means I'm going to spend 80% of my day obsessing about what I want to eat. So that's fun. And I probably should go to Walmart before I even go to work so that I can have stuff in my office and not have to sit there and think about it, because that's one of the things that I do. If I know my little kitchenette in there is completely full, oh, I have no coffee creamer either. But if I know my whole little kitchenette is full, I don't want anything. If it doesn't have an abundance of choices, then I want everything. And I want everything that's bad for me. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna head to Walmart and pick up some groceries to put in my little kitchenette, and then get in there and tackle the rest of the assessments that are due for my end of month billing, and do all my care plans, and hopefully be able to get out of there about 11 o'clock tonight and not have to go back tomorrow. If I have to go back tomorrow, I'm gonna be furious because it's just a lot going on. But I'm going to lock myself in my office and not come out. And luckily the area where I'm at has a little bathroom back there. I don't have to leave to go down to like the administrative area to get to a bathroom. So that might actually work. I don't know. So happy 2021, y'all. We're gonna make it. We're gonna lose this weight. We're gonna have a good year somehow. It's gonna be okay. So make good food choices today. Leave a comment, a like, subscribe, whatever. If you're at the beginning of your journey, the middle of your journey, or if you finished yours, please share. Would love to be encouraging to each other. And I will talk to you guys real soon. Peace and palm love.